Alright guys, so let's talk about another data type called colors, right? So now we are dealing with MetaTrader 4, right? And sometimes we need to beautify our panel, we need to beautify our script, we need to do something beautiful or something colorful. So we need to be able to store a color. For example, I can decide to build a dashboard and the color that the dashboard we have will depend on what the user wants. Some might want green, some might want navy blue, you should be able to select color. For example, you will notice where we were able to change the foreground color, the background color, something like that. So let's assume I want to create a dashboard and I want the text, to be black by default, but I want the user to be able to change the text color, because what if the text is black, but the type of background color that the user like to use is black, so automatically he or she will not be able to see the color. So in the case where you have opportunity for the user, you make provision for the opportunity to change the color, the user will find your program interesting, right? So it won't be like, oh, this program is not meant for me, something like that. So in general, we have another data type called color, where you can store the type of color that you want. For example, all you need to do is say color, just like others. Remember small letter C, then what is the variable name? So you can say dashboard color, whatever name you want. So dashboard color, then the color you say CLR, then what color? You can see the MetaTrader, so you can see the meta editor is prompting me that I can specify different type of color, So for me, I can say navy blue, navy, then I can, let's see if I can print this out. So I'll save and I'll compile. So I'll save. You can see it's telling me navy blue. So of course you probably won't be able to see this in action, but that is that. So that is that for color. So in the later videos, we are going to be able to use all of these variables that we've mentioned. So, but I need to introduce you to this so that you get familiar and they won't sound too new. And in the case where you are still finding it hard to understand me, just try to move along. With time, you are going to understand. And with time, you are going to start understanding little by little. And this is all because you are new to programming or you are new to Forex. And what I will advise you to do is just continue to follow along. And maybe when you get to the middle of the course, maybe when you realize that we now start implementing something that is, now something bigger, or we've started implementing all of these things, you can just stay for a while, then immediately jump back to the beginning to start all over again. And by the time you start all over again, you will be able to understand the concept because it's no longer new to you, right? You have heard of it before from me. Then when you go through it again, some parts will now become clearer. Then do not hesitate to go back the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, right? Of course, you are new to this. So you are not expected to understand all of these concepts immediately. So it's normal. I didn't understand all of this immediately. So please do not hesitate to go back and start from the beginning to watch the course all over in the case where you find it hard to follow along. Because, of course, it is new to you. And the best way to know this concept is repeating it until your brain is able to grab the concept. So I'll see you on the next one.